Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Edna and Harvey, the Breakout. When last we left off, we've uncovered all the puzzles in the immediate area. The more important one is trying to get Bladder away from that bridge, so that we can use it to circumvent all the vehicles that are blocking the road. I imagine it's going to involve the edge of the bridge and the tow rope. Getting over that river Tarzan style. But before we do that, we're going to try and get Alaman struck by lightning. He wants to turn into a being of pure energy and believes a lightning strike will do the trick. He's going to be waiting a while for a natural lightning strike though, because it's a perfectly clear night. But I have a plan on how we can get him struck by lightning, as it were, by solving this card game. We were told that when you get close to picking the correct card the third time, you get an electric shock. And if we can pass that shock on to Alaman by using the reverse logic of how we got our precognitive abilities, we could claim that that was him getting struck by lightning. It's a long stretch, but I really want that antioxidant. I don't have any puzzles that I can solve with it yet, but considering that it's hidden behind quite a long puzzle chain, it's got to be important for something. So let's figure out this card game.
Oh, hello.
Have you sorted things out?
Not yet, but once we get this card game all figured out, we'll be one step closer to doing so.
Can I try again?
Sure. Pick a card.
What I need to be here is very observant, because I'm clearly missing something. So let's select the cards one at a time and see if anything changes on the screen at all. I was making the mistake before of focusing too intently on Motti. It might be something else in the car that gives away what's the right choice, so let's pick this one first.
Okay, the first one. Are you sure?
I am not sure, and nothing appears to have changed in the car at all, so let's pick a second one and see if anything's different.
The second from the left. Are you certain?
I am not, and everything is as it was, so we'll select the third one.
The third card. Positive?
I am not. Nothing has changed. Fourth card.
So, the last one. Totally convinced?
I am now! Look at what's changed. If we focus on Hottie here, his eyes are darting about everywhere. Remember that he said that he'd almost figured out how the system works? Well, he's giving away which card is the correct one with this very obvious tell. It's no wonder I missed this before. I was paying far too much attention on Motti trying to find a tell from him, when it's his friend that we need to be paying attention to. So this is the correct card. At least I hope.
Right. Second round.
Marvelous. Let's go again with the first one. I think I've got this all figured out.
Okay, the first one. Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure actually. Call it a hunch that I know that that's not the one.
The second from the left. Are you certain?
I think I am. I think it's that one.
Right. Third round.
Excellent. Let's start with this one again.
Okay, the first one. Are you sure?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Hottie. You've been invaluable in figuring out this puzzle. I could certainly see how people would get stumped on this one. I certainly was for quite a while.
Right again. You've made it.
Ouch! The auto body gave me an electric shock.
That's crazy. The same thing happened to me when I won the last time.
Is there anything else?
No, there isn't. I think I've done all I need to.
I'll be going then.
Don't let the door hit you on your way out.
That car is not very well grounded at all right now. We don't have the static shock in our inventory. So let's go over to Alaman and see if winning at that card game did what we needed it to. Hello, Alaman. How are you?
Hello, old dog.
Now, we haven't got anything else here right now.
Good luck. I'll go now.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
I can't promise that.
What if we just use here?
Ouch! What was that?
Lightning! You've been struck by lightning!
Really? It didn't feel like anything I expected. It was so unspectacular.
Anyway, you're a creature of energy now.
Yes. That seems to be the case.
So why don't you start acting like one? Wooga!
Wooga?
Wooga!
Wooga!
There we go! Alaman is now a being of pure energy. What's that? He looks exactly the same as before and nothing's actually changed? Nonsense! He's made of pure energy now, which means that we can take the antioxidant. At least hopefully.
Now that you are a being of pure energy, I guess you won't be needing this anymore.
Wooga!
Marvelous! We have it. Now let's talk to Alaman and see if his dialogue has changed at all.
Hello, old dog.
Wooga!
Yes, it has. All he's going to say now is Wooga. That's the language of beings of pure energy, don't you know? We've got our prize, though, and that's all that matters. The antioxidant. Let's use that on all of our items, starting with the polo mallet, because I'm pretty sure that we've used Harvey on this already.
Harvey is much too agile to get rusty.
I was wrong. It's a different dialogue for when we have the antioxidant in our inventory. Polo mallet time.
No, I want the blood of my enemies to stay where it is.
We've heard that one before, but it's a long time since we last heard it.
Good idea. My handwriting really got a little rusty. That's better.
Get it? Antioxidant? Rusty? Never mind. Now let's use the pot holders with the antioxidant.
Not necessary. Those are pot holders for non-stick pots.
Good thing too. That's handy. Now what about using this with the pot?
Not necessary. It's made out of stainless steel.
How handy. What about with the barkeeper's signature?
Barkeep's best. Prevents rusty throat.
Buy it at all good stores now. Disclaimer, not actually available in any stores anywhere.
There isn't any rust yet, but what the hey? Better to be safe than sorry.
Indeed. Don't let your things get rusty. Take precautionary action.
No way. Dr. Marcel's signature wouldn't be authentic without the rust.
Fair enough. What about with the ability to counterfeit signatures? Is there a signature on this bottle?
My forging abilities have gotten rusty over the years. This should help.
And help it did. What about this with the master key?
The master key is still warm. Not a hint of rust yet.
The chances of that key developing rust are roughly 0. But hey, always pays to be thorough.
The tow rope is completely without rust.
Excellent. That means it will work without fail, right? And finally, antioxidant with toenail.
My toenail doesn't get rusty.
Have a closer look.
What? You're right. Well, I'll be darned.
Are you made of metal, Edna? I can keep a secret, Edna. You can trust me. Let's now look at the final thing that's here that I didn't interact with before, and that is the bank.
Nice place.
That it is. Can we talk to it?
I'll bring Dr. Marcel before the bench. That's a promise.
Here's the hoping.
No time to rest.
Makes sense we're kind of on the run.
A bit bulky, don't you think?
Just a little. Now let's have Harvey look at the bank.
Why do you make it this bench, Harvey?
That's something for old people, pigeons, and skaters.
Are you none of those things? I thought you'd be a skater at the very least.
Useless piece of public space furniture.
You showed it, Edna. Now let's draw on it. It's a good thing that I didn't miss this. I would have missed some prime scribbling material. Marvelous. And finally... Now let us look at our handiwork. Marvelous. A work of art indeed. Now let's use the pot holders on them.
Look, Edna! This pot holder can be used for hemorrhoid prevention.
I'll keep that in mind, in case I feel like sitting down on a freezing cold bench. In the very distant future.
In the year 5003, there is only sitting on very cold benches.
I have an idea how to build an outhouse from these 2 items.
But I don't have to go.
And I don't think Edna does either. Pinking shears?
Too hard is the wood, the scissors too blunt. Can't make it. Oh Lord, too hard is that stunt.
That's some nice rhyming there, Edna. You thought I wouldn't notice, but I did.
Strange. Nobody has scribbled on it besides me. The bench must be too close to Dr. Marcel's anti-anarchy epicenter.
That's definitely it, Edna. That is the only explanation.
There's no secret compartment in this bench.
Darn it. Now let's use the tow rope here.
This bench isn't parked in a tow zone.
Which means we cannot tow it away. Or at least that would be the case if we were obeying the rules, which we're not.
The right place to cut one's toenails. Or feed the squirrels.
Or you can do both by feeding toenails to the squirrels.
I would not recommend doing that, folks. Don't feed toenails to squirrels.
Confucius say, "He who rests gets rusty." But this place of rest is rustless.
That it is. We've looked at everything that we can here, apart from using the antioxidant on the moon.
The left side could use a little polish.
That it could. Now, let us use the antioxidant with the asylum.
It would be a lifetime task to get all the rust off the asylum. Literally as well as figuratively.
Well, you better get started. What's that? You don't want to go back? Too bad. We have a task to do. Let's now look at the things that we can do here. Like, we can see if there's a different interaction with using the antioxidant here on the moon.
The left side...
No, there isn't. There are 2 things for the asylum, however. The one for going back and the one for the asylum itself.
It would be a
Never mind. Let us head over to the street now. And we can now use the antioxidant on the church.
The rust seems to have gathered over the course of centuries. It won't be that easy to get it off.
But you're determined, Edna. You can do it. If you actually want to. Which you don't. So let's go over here and deal with the other problem. That problem being bladder. Clearly, a bottle of antioxidant is what we needed.
I'd rather not draw his attention.
Or not. Let's head into the van and go about solving this the way that I think we might need to. But first, we have a side door that we need to make not so rusty.
Better. Much better.
If you ever develop a cleanliness psychosis, our ways must part.
And there's Harvey laying down the red line that Edna should never cross. But is it already too late?
It's plastic, and predictably, rust-free.
For now. Give it a few millennia and then even that will have rust. Somehow.
Have you scraped the rust off your caution triangle today? No? Well, you'd better get at it immediately then.
Edna and Harvey, The Breakout is brought to you by AAA.
Well, you heard her. Go out there and clean that triangle. I'll wait. Done it? Good. Let's keep going. Now, what I think we need to do here is I think we need to get the vehicle moving. And the only way we're going to do that is by having the parking brake off, which it already is, and this car in neutral, and the clutch pressed. Because the clutch needs to be pressed to go into neutral. And once that's done, hopefully, this will then move. That's the theory anyway. Let's see about pressing this, and that.
Oops! It's starting to roll away.
Hey, what's going on? Stop!
I don't think it's gonna listen, Bladder. Marvelous. That's what I hoped would happen. I should have figured that out a lot sooner, considering how much I drive, but we got there eventually, and now we can walk to the roadblock without anyone in our way.
There are more vehicles. Even a police car. I'll have to find another way.
That we will. We don't want to get caught right now, or at all. And we have this that we can interact with now. The bridge railing.
I can see the river down there.
Marvelous. Let's talk to it.
Say, Bridget McBridgeson, you seem to be quite experienced. What on earth are cyclists doing when they stare down from highway overpasses? Are they up to something, do you think?
It looks like the bridge is going to keep its secrets. But Edna's on the right track. Keep searching, Edna. You'll discover the answer to those questions. And when you do, you'll wish you'd never known. Let's see if we can use the bridge.
I'm not that desperate yet.
We're gonna have to find a way to get down there a lot more safely than just throwing ourselves over.
My chiropractor has advised me against that.
What do you mean they don't want you to have a bridge in your inventory, Edna? Bridges are very useful to have around. You find somewhere that you want to cross and you just get the bridge from out of your pocket and then kaplow! You can go over. No fuss, no problem. But since you're not going to actually pick up the bridge, the solution I would have done, let's instead use our items here.
Look, Harvey, the railing of a bridge.
That's a very good spot to tie a rope to.
Come on, Harvey. Now you've given away the solution. I can't believe it.
Oh, I thought I'd give a hint just this once.
You're such a moron. What kind of hint is that supposed to be? A good spot to tie a rope to. For crying out loud. That is not a hint. That is broadcasting the solution.
Sorry.
Yeah, great. Now you've gone and spoiled the fun for the player. All that switching back and forth between screens, all the pointless trial and error, all the pixel hunting, and finally having to go online and find a walkthrough.
Bad Harvey. Bad Harvey.
That was hilarious. I was smirking all the way through that. Harvey, how could you? You gave away the thing that I was slowly building up to. You've ruined the suspense. It's all destroyed. Everything that I was slowly working towards. Foiled. By you. Let's just use all the items anyway. If nothing else, we'll get some neat interactions.
I suspect the bridge is too sturdy for that.
Oh, it's likely far too sturdy for that. Now let's use the pen.
I'd recommend spray cans for this place.
Unfortunately, we don't have any spray cans, so we have to make do with a pen.
This would make it a bit more comfortable for a suicidal person.
We want to hold on to our pot holders. What about this?
The river is too far down, and I really don't want any of this brackish water. After all, Bladder has relieved himself in this place. Ugh.
That's a very good point. Let's not get anywhere near that water if we can avoid it.
I'd recommend spray cans.
We've had that one already. What about the shears?
I suspect the bridge is too sturdy for that.
Indeed. And what about this one?
I'd recommend...
Exactly the same. What about getting the signature of the bridge itself?
Oh, no signature to forge here.
Darn. What about the master key? Maybe we could unlock the bridge's true purpose.
I'm not throwing it away just yet. It is a sentimental keepsake.
And it's made out of gold.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I was about to say, but it's made out of gold and you really shouldn't throw it away for that reason alone, but Harvey beat me to it. Again. Marvelous. Do we need? Yep, we need another one. Fortunately, we've left it a little bit of time, so maybe a toenail could have grown in that time. Who are we kidding? Barely any time has passed.
Marble, stone, and iron fail. Though marble does not rust like nails, stone will e'er erode through time. Iron simply does not rhyme.
And yet you found a way to make everything rhyme anyway. We only have one more item that we can use, but we'll be saving that for next time. And so, folks, when we come back, we will use the towing rope on the bridge railing, as we were told to very explicitly by Harvey. And Then hopefully we'll be able to get past all of these vehicles and move closer to home, to clearing Edna's father's name and uncovering Dr. Marcel's obviously sinister scheme, that I'm sure is actually there. And I'm starting to think it may not actually be there. Nah, it's totally there. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.